Hi everyone, I'm Sonia Grober, intuitive life coach, creative and author. And I've come on today because I want to do a card reading. And I did part of this card reading about 3 days ago on the 26th of November. And we didn't really get time to do it. I did it in the group and I promised some of my ladies that I would actually redo this. So I'm going to do it, not redo it, but actually read the whole reading, the whole card reading, I should say. So it's actually, everything's falling down. It's actually from this pack, and I love Alana Fairchild, Medicine Heart Oracle pack. And just randomly picked it, randomly shuffled it, randomly picked it, and actually ended up deciding to pick the 8th card down after shuffling it. Because it was a 26, and 2 and 6 in numerology makes 8. And what was amazing, the card that I picked was number 26. So it felt very poignant for now in terms of all the numerology stacking up. So I want to read this to you and just see if it resonates with you and see if it gives you some guidance for right now. Whenever you're watching this, whether this is in the timeline of November or whether it's in another timeline. So number 26, and I'm hoping I pronounced this correctly, Isha Hakhamar. Hopefully that's correct. Can you see that? Let me pop my, there you go. So, Isha Hakhamar. Even if outer appearances seem dire, there is a perennial and radiant inner spiritual reality unfolding, steadily guiding the soul towards beauty and truth. What might be regarded as an obstacle today can tomorrow become that which is gratefully recognized as protection, ensuring you remain true to your path and purpose. Your heart holds the courageous wisdoms of patience. Patience supports the development and manifestation of your authentic higher calling. Patience is not wanting for something to happen. Patience is not waiting for something to happen, or wanting for something to happen, perhaps. It is the recognition that much of the essential inner work takes place beneath conscious awareness, and is even now intelligently accomplishing notable progress. You are ripening into your whole self. You are on a worthy and good and spiritually necessary journey. Though you may not yet see or know it, your time for fruition is divinely decreed. In Hebrew, Isha Hamar means wise woman. A wise human seeks and honors wisdom. In the Kabbalah, Tree of Life, the word for wisdom is Chokmah, which resonates with the realm of the soul, with pure potential and innate essence. The oracle speaks of a deeper divine wisdom, guiding your life path. One cannot always understand the workings of such wisdom at an intellectual level. Often, when wisdom is most at work in us and our lives, we are most baffled and initially resistant to what is happening. You can notice these reactions and still choose to participate in the mystery of your own life unfolding with a sense of trust. To do so will require that you become peaceful with not being able to readily see what is happening, and instead drop into your heart and feel for the deeper inner reality. Then be patient. Be patient like the universe. And this was in relation to a heart soul's heart sacred geometric symbol we were working with, and it was a symbol of peace. So how perfect is that? Become peaceful. The sole practice of Chokmah relates to the spiritual unpacking of what has become, to delayer and dive deep into the essence of something, to figure out what is really going on. This requires us to temporarily let go of outer appearances and see with the inner eye of the heart, which will perceive the truth compassionately, yet unflinchingly, when we are ready and willing to know it. There are times when we simply must dispense with the platitudes that may undermine our legitimate understanding of what is really going on. encouraging us to play dumb and ignore the harm that is inflicted upon our soul by doing so, and instead accept difficult truths that require us to grow. This growth may seem frightening at first, or painful, yet it is surprising just how much fear evaporates when we become willing to simply accept something as it is, not trying to dress up the proverbial sow's ear into a silk purse. Sometimes, let me see that all right. Sometimes, in our enthusiasm to honour our calling in life, we can overlay our essence, our potential, even our purpose, with too many plans and preconceived notions. Some strategy and planning can be an important part of manifesting your vision. However, the deep inner call of the shamanic soul is always to live in truth and to honour spiritual alignment above all else, including our best laid plans. This spiritual freedom and integrity is how the shamanic soul gains its power to move, rather than be moved by, the world. The truth is that sometimes plans need to change and a new potentiality becomes available that is essential for the soul to actualize and express its destiny. There can be pain in the process of letting go, yet when there is the right decision for your soul, there will be a surge in relief, joy and sense of freedom as you bounce back into spiritual alignment. The oracle speaks of liminal space at this time in your life. Liminal or luminal space is non-ordinary reality. It is a feeling of being in between something, an end, not yet fully resolved within your heart perhaps, and fruition that is being worked towards, and not yet completely actualized. Liminal space is psychic birthing space. One could say that the shamanic life path is always liminal, as the shaman is a mediatrix, an intermediary birthing the flow of energies between the human and spiritual dimensions. This is not an ordinary life in that sense, though it will be filled with the graceful grounding of ordinary moments, alongside the spiritually extraordinary terrain the shamanic soul will journey through. To function well in liminal space, one needs to cultivate considerable reserves of patience, equanimity, and contentment, manifesting as an ability to sense the safe and settled spiritual space within which to perch, whilst allowing the creative chaos of change to swirl around you. In Talmudic times, the midwife was also known as Hag-Hamar. The wise soul is the one that facilitates birth on all levels. The priestess of liminal spaces, supporting the soul in moving between the worlds. The midwife wisdom teaches us to prepare for birth, to ready ourselves, to honour the process of gestation and protect against disruptive influences, to ensure the healthy delivery of a precious new form of life into the world. The oracle speaks of new worlds opening up for you. There may be more than one creative path equally suitable for your soul's manifestation. Whether you see it or not, you have choices available to you. Trust your intuition rather than outer appearances to carefully weigh your options. You are spiritually supported and protected to recognise the most balanced and beneficial approach. And sometimes this may be to simply wait for circumstances to develop and consequent clarity to hatch. The softness of surrender often needs to be paired with fierce, protective, mama bear instincts for what must be shielded from the prying eyes and potentially disruptive influences, even of well-meaning passers-by. Liminal space is not public space. Its very nature is internal, subtle and regenerative. Although you will often be able to live a somewhat regular day-to-day existence during deep transformational work, there are certain facets of your journey that must be granted the space and privacy needed for germination, gestation and birth to be able to happen. Give yourself the permission, the energy and the time to honour the needs of your own soul process. Your own soul process. What purpose? Call upon the powers that nourish, enhance, encourage and protect this process. Trust your inner knowing and believe in your capacity to evoke the necessary spiritual guardianship to guide and secure your process. This is the price, a beautiful, blessed bargain at twice the price of your own authentic becoming. And now, the healing process. Place one or both of your hands at your heart. A strengthening of connection to your heart occurs simply through your desire for it. When you are ready, begin with this prayer of invocation, which you can repeat out loud, say in your mind's eye, or just simply absorb through me actually saying this. Hands on your heart. With respect and for the greatest good of all beings, I invoke Archangel Raziel, beloved and kind friend in humanity, angelic guardian of wisdom, Chokmah, divine keeper of secrets. You provide the soul with the secret spiritual knowledge necessary to find the true path and experience sacred fulfillment. When I unwittingly stray from truth, you help me return to alignment. You know what I cannot yet know, and you guide me to sources of information that can genuinely help me. Please guide and protect this healing journey. I welcome your healing presence into this sacred space now. Sense or intend that a great gathering of spiritual energy is occurring on the inner planes, a whirlwind, sacred storm of clarity, insight, love and truth. Sense the exhilarating tumult of fierce compassion as you open your soul completely to the liberating force. Is there something that needs releasing, strengthening, surrender, transformation? Offer it unconditionally into the sacred storm. Divine clouds bring cleansing rain and clarifying jolts of lightning. Allow yourself to be swept up in the divine power. At the right moment, the storm calms. Your awareness settles, moving down to the steadiness of earth. Feel your breath, your body, the rhythmic flow of your blood. You are anchored to the present moment through your humanity. Sense the presence of your soul, your higher self, your inner self in your heart. This is part of your humanity. Sense, feel, or intend that within your heart there is a divine light, a symbol of Archangel Raziel's love and care for you. You are at an important stage of your spiritual path. You may be germinating a new awareness which will soon spring into life. You may already be in the wild throes of birthing a new consciousness, embodying it and applying it in your life, pushed through initiation to actualize it. Feel for your inner timing and rhythm. What is authentic for you at the moment? Are you waiting? Are you taking the leap? Are you preparing? Your inner truth may have little to do with what the outer world or your own fixed expectations demand of you. Yet if allowed to unfurl with integrity, the outcome will be superlative. Rest deep in the divine light within your heart. Your soul can now come to know things that your mind may only understand later on. Let that inner divine light of secret knowledge fill your heart. and then envelope you in a sacred seal of spiritual protection. When you are ready, return your awareness to this present moment. Sense the weight of your body, the warmth of your blood, the flow of your breath, and offer this prayer internally, out loud, through your mind's eye, or just absorbing what I say. May all beings be nourished into spiritual fullness through mercy, grace, and love's wisdom. May the blessing for becoming manifest with grace. So be it. See, intend or feel that all energies generated by your practice gently dissolve as divine blessings into the earth. Place your hands in prayer at your medicinal heart and bow your head. You have completed your process. If you closed your eyes, just gently open them. Hope you enjoyed that card reading, and it may or may not have had any resonance for you, but that was the card that we got for this week. So have a wonderful week.